But then I also had the thought of, I don't know, I would be inclined to have, if a player blew the whistle, to have it call more enemies because they were curious. And Alex might do that, so maybe I won't blow the whistle.
Why didn't you blow the whistle? Why didn't you blow the whistle?
It was close. I almost did.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Ultimate Effort Show with Alex
and Joe.
And man, Joe, we have got a great episode today.
Oh yeah, that's what I heard through the pipeline.
Yeah, so I don't want to spend a ton of time on this. I really just want to dive right in. But if you haven't heard of this thing called EZD6,
you have been living under a rock.
You have been.
Because it's fantastico.
EZD6 is fantastic. It is another Runehammer product, but it is the brainchild of DM Scotty.
Yep. DM Scotty, you might know him as the Craft Father.
Yeah. If you don't know him, man, go check him out.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
If you want like the best, wholesome, kindest, just good person stuff, like go check out Scotty, man. Give Scotty some love because I guarantee you he already loves you.
Yeah, and I've been following him for a long time. I'm pleased to say that that we're buddies and we've hung out and we've done stuff. But man, like I was like creating like little cardboard tiles like with his 2D crafting system and making like roots of trees using hot glue and painting it up like way back when. So I'm super pleased that he has finally come out with his own RPG, the EZD6 system. It's super great to get into. I know he has plans to make expansions for like sci-fi and all kinds of zaniness, like if you know Scotty.
All of the zany.
Yeah, he's got all that cool stuff. But we're focused just on traditional EZD6, how to play, how to build a character. We are going to take Joe all the way through the character creation process. So he is going to build a character from scratch. And
right? It's so easy, a caveman can do it. So we're here to prove that right now.
And then we're going to go straight into, absolutely straight into the game, and we're going to do our simple play through a simple adventure.
Yep.
What glides beneath. And Joe is going to be the intrepid player. I'll be the DM, and we'll see all about EZD6 and how it works. So stay with us, stay tuned.
Yeah.
And off we go. There it is. Okay. So through the magic of television, we are here in our amazing setup for Character Creation Day. Should be looking at the EZD6 character sheet. I have my little tablet here where we're going to record.
I got mine right in front of me.
Yep. Joe of the high-tech variety. And we are going to be building a character from scratch. I have no clue, as we sit here right now, what Joe is thinking. If you're looking for character creation in EZD6, it is going to start on...
Page 20.
Page 20. Thank you, Joe.
Oh, yeah. Got my book right up here.
Yep, and the nice part, for people like I'll be able to meld the rules online, so we'll have all that up there. But you're going to see that there are 6 easy steps to create a character, otherwise known as a pusher and a shover in EZD6 parlance, but a character. So you're going to choose a hero path, which includes choosing your class, your role in the party. You're going to choose your species. You're going to choose inclinations, which are useful powers and abilities that further define your hero. You're going to create 2 aspects. And we'll talk about what those are and how they kind of round out your character. If you're a conjurer, you're going to choose a circle of sorcery, which is the type of spellcaster you are. Like, are you a necromancer? And then lastly, number 6, you're going to choose equipment. So, Joe,
Yeah.
step 1, choosing a hero path. What do you
Yeah.
have in mind?
Well, it's not a cheap shot or anything, but in the ease of easy D6, and me being me, I got to go with the warrior.
Yes. Awesome.
It's not just for convenience because I know it is right there, but it is the first hero path presented to us, and I've got to go with the warrior.
Yeah. If you know me at all, you know I vastly approve of this choice. So
Who's on the front line dealing pain to those who oppose you?
epic. So Joe has chosen the hero path warrior. So I'm going to go ahead and jot that down on the sheet.
Oh yeah.
You are a
Awesome.
warrior, Joe.
Yep. Which gives me a starting health of 3 strikes, which is pretty all right.
Yep. So, if we were actually playing at the table, I would hand you like 3 little heart tokens so that you could just cash them in. Here on the sheet today, I've just drawn 3 little hearts to represent your strikes. And I think, maybe it's important to sort of talk about that, which is that, when your strikes are gone, you're dead.
Yeah.
So
yeah. You're not just unconscious, you're dead. DED. Dead.
DED. Yeah. So I think, the important thing to remember in Easy D6, these 3 strikes and you're out. So, right? So it's just like you can take 3 hits before you go down.
Yep. But thankfully, as we'll find out, there are definitely ways to mitigate that. Because the next thing I've got here on this hero path is my armor.
Oh, nice.
Because armor that you wear is like you kind of get this gear as part of your hero path.
Yes.
My armor is heavy, which is pretty awesome.
Heavy. Yes. So I'm going to jot that down.
Yeah, I save against wounds on a 3+ with a shield or a 4+ without. And my miraculous save is still a 6.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, basically ignore 1 strike when hit. You need to roll a 3+ with a shield or a 4 better without.
Yep.
So,
and the really cool thing there is like you get to do that for every strike. So if you're taking 2 damage, you get to make 2 armor saves.
So I just made a little note there on the sheet. 3/4. We'll just note that 3 is with a shield and 4 is without.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. And then
and then I've also got the boon, melee and strength tasks.
Yeah. So let me write that down here. Hero path boons.
I'm just writing melee and strength.
Yep.
And so in the game terms, the boon, that means you get an extra D6. So I get a bonus D6 in my roll for melee and strength related tasks.
Exactly. And so what's cool about that, and we'll see it potentially come out in play, is that as that warrior, as that consummate warrior, anytime Joe's character has to do something with might, like bend bars, like push something heavy, lift something heavy, or engage in melee, he gets an extra D6 to roll, which is a huge advantage. Yeah.
Huge advantage because that extra D6 is still available to crit. I mean, all the dice you roll, of course, are available to it, but man, possibilities.
Exactly. There's something else that we didn't cover, Joe, is that we didn't cover this thing about this miraculous save, right?
Yes.
So miraculous save is like your saving throw, like maybe resisting a dangerous trap or, rocks are falling and everyone's going to die, that type of stuff. And
jump out of the way of the lightning bolt, potentially.
And for your character, unfortunately, you got to roll a 6.
Yep. I think the majority of characters all have miraculous on a 6.
Yep.
That's kind of a standard starting point, I believe.
Correct.
And I just flip over to the Scald. Scald has a miraculous save on a 5+.
Epic.
Because of prognostication. That's pretty dope.
Epic.
All right. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Nope. Yep. So you've chosen your hero path. It's warrior. you've chosen, or with that, you receive the heavy armor. We've talked about that. Save against wounds on a 3, shield with a 4. Save against wounds 3 with a shield, 4 without. Boons, the melee and strength tasks. And now you have these hero path features.
Yep.
So what features do you have?
Right. Oh, that's right. All 3 of them, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. I was like choosing one. Sorry, little ICRPG head still kicking in of, oh, here are your options, choose one. Yeah, but my features that I get shield sacrifice.
Yes.
Which as a free action, once per scene, I can deflect all attack damage from myself or a close ally for this round. But my shield is destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
The damage or the maneuver can even be activated after damage has been inflicted.
Yes.
That's
It's
pretty
perfect.
cool.
Yep. Super cool.
Right, with a little note that I can avoid the break by spending 5 karma. So if I had 5 karma, I could spend all 5 and not break my shield. That's
Yep.
kind of wild.
Super, super good.
Looks like then we've got brutal strikes. I'm a master of 2-handed weapons, and I crit on a 5 and a 6 instead of just 6. Of course, 2-handed weapon, I can't be using a shield at the time.
Correct. Yep. But that's one of those things, right? If you pick up a 2-handed weapon,
it's a trade-off.
It's epic. Uh-huh.
Heck yeah. And lastly, our feature is dual weapons. I am deadly when using 2 weapons. I have an extra boon when fighting with dual weapons. So I'd roll a 3d6 to attack and take the highest die instead of the normal 2 with my melee boon.
Mm-hmm.
So dual weapons, like 1 in each hand.
Yeah.
There you go, dual wielders. Here's another fun, easy way to do it. It's built in.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. So you're rolling 3d6, which is epic. Like almost virtually guaranteeing that you're going to hit if you're a dual weapon wielder. I love it.
Because, I mean, best die is the one that's going to take it for that. It's very cool. Very cool.
I love it. Man, super good. Okay. So you've chosen a hero path. You've gotten your hero path features. Mm-hmm. Now it's time to talk about inclinations. Now, what is an inclination?
Let's say we before we hit inclinations, we got a real quick stop on species.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
So now we have to choose a species.
Right. And it's basically side by side right next to the page where inclinations start.
Mm-hmm.
Page just a 30. Short little half a page with a picture of a really messed up demon dog. That is awesome. Great art.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got to go with a dwarf.
Okay.
I got a dwarf warrior.
Yep. So your choices are human, elf, dwarf, halfling, and goblin.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, dwarf.
Yep. Which apparently gives me tunnel sight. I can see twice as far in dim light. But it also gives me a boon to resist poison.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So great. So I'm gonna make a note here on the sheet. You're not a sorcerer, but I'm just gonna put a note here in that section. So boon to resist poison because you are a dwarf, and you also get, we say, tunnel sight.
Yeah, tunnel sight.
Yeah, twice as far in dim light. And that only makes sense because you're a dwarf.
Yeah, right? Because dwarf.
Yep. So good. So good. Okay. So now you get to choose inclinations.
Yep.
And what is an inclination?
Ooh, inclinations. These are those abilities and powers that kind of help define your role.
Mm-hmm.
They give you like those options of what kind of warrior am I going to be? I'm a dwarf warrior, but am I exactly the same as the next dwarf warrior? No. I get to choose 2 of these bad boys. So, and we've got quite a bunch of cool choices. And like I said, they're all benefits to you.
Yeah, I was just counting between pages 31 and 33. There are 30 different inclinations that you could pick from. And as a dwarf, you get to pick 2.
Yep. Humans get 3.
Uh-huh.
I get 2 as a dwarf. And now it's cool with like a lot of these things. Like I could pick things that kind of go off the trope, that are a little different. Like, yeah, I'm a warrior, but what if I also wanted to be an alchemist? I could take this alchemist inclination. So like you can really kind of get some extra detail into your character for an easy game.
Yep.
So don't let the title fool you.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
All right. I have to say, I think these are almost easy for me.
Okay.
For this guy, I think I got to go with Tough Bastard.
Okay.
For my first inclination.
Yeah.
And that's if I would take my last strike roll, or if I take my last strike, I get to roll a 4 or roll a die on a. Come on, brain and tongue connect to each other. When I would take my last strike, I get to roll a single die, and if I get a 4+, I power through and I do not take the strike.
Yep.
So if I've already taken 2 damage, I'm down to my last hit point. This is in addition to it. Like I've already taken the damage. My armor failed. I'm taking it. Tough Bastard gives me one more shot. Basically,
Yeah, you can shrug off that damage.
Yep, just that final blow, but that's pretty all right.
That's perfect for a dwarf because you are a tough bastard.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
All right, and the other one, kind of on trope for a dwarf. We're going to get a bit tropey. I'm taking treasure sense.
Oh, nice.
Have a nose for finding hidden treasure, and will always sense it if nearby. Hey, do you smell that? I can smell gold in the air.
That is great. Joe, as we play through our little game here today, if that comes up, if treasure sense comes up, you let me know.
All right.
All right. All right. So those include your inclinations, which are additional powers and abilities. I mean, I just want to go through there. A ton of these you could have taken. You could have taken Alchemist. You could have taken Attuned, which is blind fighting. You could have taken Hatred of the Unholy and gotten bonuses to your attacks. Born Blessed, where you start with extra karma.
I could have gone Sweep or Swift Attack. I can melee attack all enemies close to me as my action. I get to roll once for each target. I could have been like that wild, like.
Yes, you could have been a surgeon. You could have had danger sense and not be surprised by traps. You could have been devout or faithful. You could start with a familiar. You could, you could take a fighter inclination with a boon in melee weapons. You could be a hedge wizard or have lock picking or an iron will, or you could be slippery and roll to escape bad situations. You could have sticky fingers or be extra sneaky or be a trap finder or have victory and failure, and gain extra karma for every roll. Super awesome list of stuff. All kinds of ways to round out your character. Yes, so good. All right. Now.
Yeah, it's really kind of awesome.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Now, the other cool thing about character creation in EZD6 is it invites you to create what are called aspects. Mm-hmm. Now, an aspect is a player-created trait. So it's kind of super cool. You've got a ton of discretion here to round out your character with your GM's approval.
Yep.
But here are some examples that might, depending on the circumstances, maybe give you a bonus here and there. You could be a well-known cook. You could be a collector of trinkets. You could be a perfume collector. You could have studied as a scribe. You could be amazingly handsome or beautiful. You could have traveled with a troupe as a contortionist, a highly refined sense of smell, an eternal optimist, a light sleeper, like all kinds of different traits or characteristics for your character.
That could all definitely come right into play in a game.
Exactly. So, Joe, have you considered
add to it?
Have you considered a couple aspects for your warrior here?
Right. Well, I have considered at least one, but it does list that you can come up with these things while you're playing. Like they can be during the game. I think it said that back on is that 20?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Create 2 aspects or create during gameplay. So I think I might save one to, like, if something comes up in gameplay that could add and kind of pull in and be a fun bit.
Love that.
But I think for the first one, I do want to take. I kind of saw right from their examples the highly refined sense of smell, and that kind of made me ping into that little joke on the treasure sense of, oh, I smell gold in the air. So maybe kind of playing those two together, maybe this highly refined sense of smell, maybe that is where the treasure sense, where they tie together somehow. But now, unfortunately, with this refined sense of smell, I can also smell the Umber Hulk's stink pit.
Yeah, I love that. We will definitely see that at play today. So that is super cool. Great choice. And of course, I just made a number 2 with a little question mark here because we don't know yet what that one will be. We will discover it during play when the moment is right. Joe will say, you know what? I think that's an aspect for my character. So that is super great.
Right? Exactly. There are cool things like that could drop into.
You are not a conjurer, so we don't need to choose a circle of sorcery. Had you done that, you could have chosen between arcane bands, blastmaster, a botanicalist, an elementalist, an illusionist, necromancer, seer, shadow weaver, or shapeshifter, which is super crazy cool. But you just made a standard warrior, so none of those come in play, but they're all here for you in the Easy D6 book. If you go that route. Yep. And then I want to talk about equipment. And one of the things that the game invites you to do is, especially for like your starting weapon, to basically just pick what makes sense. Decide on your weaponry. So I want to jump there first. And so Joe, like what weapons would your warrior have?
Well, I mean, I definitely think it's, again, we're getting a little tropey. Okay. So I definitely think weapons, it's probably gonna, old school Gimli, gonna be a 2-handed axe.
Okay, awesome. Oh, that's really killer. So we're gonna see that brutal strike potentially come in play. Yep. So I'm just jotting this down. 2-handed axe.
2-handed axe, indeed.
Epic. So that's super perfect.
Yeah.
And then what's really cool is that in terms of equipment, there are some really cool tables to either choose or roll for gear. And I think, Joe, because I have the dice roller up, what I would love to do is
let's roll some random.
Is have you roll for some stuff. So the pattern here is D4, which will choose a list, and then we'll go to a D6, which will refine the item on that list.
Oh, yeah.
So first of all, give me a D4.
Right? And we'll find out what have I got in my pocket.
Oh, so list 4, group 4. Okay, give me a D6. All right, a 3. You have a whistle.
A whistle. Oh, yeah.
Epic. This is common gear. Let's do another one of those.
Another common gear?
Yeah, and this is, this is totally DM. Totally DM choice. Okay, group 3.
And number 3.
That is
number 3.
Man, the dice are haunted.
Small hammer.
Small hammer. Oh, and you know what? I need to keep up here and write these down on the sheet. So, number 1, you have a whistle.
Yeah.
Number 2, small hammer.
I've always got my hammer.
All right, and now let's do some uncommon gear, some specialty gear. So again, give me a D4.
All right. Group 2.
Group 2.
Number 1.
Oh, you quill, ink, and parchment.
Right. Curiouser and curiouser.
Maybe it's the case that your dwarf makes maps or something. He just follows his nose.
Right? Oh, yes, here's a map of the underground. Oh, no, trust me, adventurer. It's loaded with treasure. I did not take any of it out. That'll be 10 gold for the map.
Okay, and again, D4 followed by D6.
Ooh, all right.
For specialty gear,
Ooh.
a 2.
Number 2. And 2 and 1.
Oh, that's the same one. Let's redo that one. You literally just rolled the same item.
I did. Ooh, all right.
A 3,
All right,
okay.
A 3. Ooh, a 3 and a 6.
Oh, a hidden pocket.
Oh.
Interesting.
That's cool. Hidden pocket.
Yeah, maybe it's the case that your dwarf he has one of those little gems pocketed away.
I'll never tell.
Okay, awesome.
Cool.
Now, I do want to talk quickly about karma. So your character is going to start with 3 karma. Karma can be spent on a point-for-point basis to change the pips on a die. Okay? And you also start with 1 hero die, 1 hero coin, basically. And the hero coin can be cashed in at any time to re-roll a die completely. Okay? Hero dies get awarded by the DM for, epic play. But I will say, having played with Scotty, he's pretty stingy with those. I've gone whole sessions where you only see 1. Karma, however, replenishes, and the best way you get it is by failure. So anytime you fail, you pick up another piece of karma. So we'll see when we get to the actual live play, or the actual play here, that Joe is going to keep replenishing those karma points every time he fails.
But quick thing, so you start with 3 karma, or your max karma, which that number can go up, that number can go down. It can be 2, it could be 4, because you get more as it goes.
Exactly.
But that's not a limit on how much you can hold. So I've got 3 karma. I can get karma through failure, and I can be up to like 5 and 6. I don't believe, unless I'm thinking wrong, in which case totally ignore me. But I'm pretty sure there's no maximum limit.
Hey, hit us up in the comments if we're wrong.
Right?
And then the other cool thing.
Yeah, no. So yeah, there's not that I see. But yeah, the point I was going to make on that is you can get more, but when the next session starts, the extra you have does not carry over. You go back to your maximum.
Yep. The other cool thing about EZD6 is it tracks through these wealth levels. So, the idea is that money and wealth don't have to be a chore in your game. In this case, we want to pick sort of a starting kind of wealth level for your character. They range from pauper to cash poor to moderate to wealthy to lordly wealthy and to kingly wealthy. From my standpoint, let's just roll a d6 and let's just figure out where you start in the world.
Ooh. Ooh. I am cash poor.
Cash poor. Okay. We'll fill that little bubble in on your sheet.
Right?
So you're cash poor.
I'm always looking for the treasure.
Love that. For a starting character, the dice do not lie. And finally, the last little piece we need to do is you just need to choose a hero name, Joe. Like, we have not picked a name for your dwarf.
Yep. And that is usually I would already have a name, but I kind of wanted to play with. I know we're going to mention at some point the handy bits, but in the handy bits there's an NPC creator in the back. So he's got a D20 list of male names and female names. So I'm just gonna roll and find out what his name is.
Yeah. What page is that, Joe?
That is page 106.
Page 106.
Yep, right at the top, there's the NPC creator, and it's got a bunch of other prompts that you can roll to build an NPC, but it's got names.
Yep.
And that's where I'm at. So 16.
Yeah, 16.
I am Leaf. Leof.
Oh.
Leaf the Dwarf Warrior. All right.
Leaf the Dwarf Warrior. I love it. Joe, we have your EZD6 character complete. That did not take us long at all.
Oh, no.
Even with the explanation bits, and generally, having played this in cons and played with DM Scotty, we'll do character creation before we even get started in the game. It literally, tops 15 minutes, but generally everybody's done it about 5.
Yep.
Like, it literally goes
it's
just 15
minutes because everybody's excitedly talking about what they just made.
Exactly. All right. So we have your character here. I am going to save the sheet, and then again through our editing magic, we're going to pick back up in game where we're going to walk you through all the core mechanics, all the key pieces of EZD6, so that we can teach you how to play and that you will be able to have huge success at your table.
Yes.
Stay tuned. All right, here we are. Here we are getting ready to try out EZD6.
Yeah.
We have Joe, our intrepid adventurer here, playing Leaf, the dwarf warrior. And he is ready to kind of go, maybe delving here a little bit. But we're going to take the easy start. And we're going to start like we do in a lot of games. We're going to start old Leaf off in a tavern.
Heyo.
Nice.
Love it.
Yep. So
wonderful. A trophy dwarf for a beloved beginning.
Mm-hmm. So Leaf. So you've been journeying, perhaps. I don't know, but you have come to the town of Cragholm. Maybe located at the base of some peaks, maybe even near your home, but largely
Nice.
a human settlement. And it's here that everyone's directed you, when you're thirsty, maybe kind of tired, to the Tipsy Tart Tavern. Because that is really sort of the place where all the locals hang out. And that is the place maybe where you could find some information, maybe even some work.
Yeah.
Or,
Right.
maybe some gossip of the day. So just to kick things off, I think it's important to talk about, as you take the reins here as your character, what are the things that you can do as a character in EZD6?
Yeah.
Yeah. And importantly, you can take a 30-foot move action, which is kind of what they call a near move. That's true in ICRPG. It's true in EZD6. A near move, 30 feet. You could take a turn action, which is use one of your abilities or engage in some form of action.
Right.
And you can take a free action.
Yep.
Drink a potion, draw a weapon, engage in some RP, which is always free.
Yeah,
Okay?
these are the basics of what you can do on your turn.
Exactly. Oh, and by the way, I think I should point out, Joe, I have this awesome rules reference in front of me. So EZD6 has this awesome rules reference. It's on pages 102 and 103.
Yes.
If you have the PDF of EZD6 and you print it off pages 102 and 103 for your players as the DM, maybe you pinned it to your DM screen or whatever, you would literally have every sort of basic mechanic you would need to understand to play and run EZD6.
It is the full on, like, the perfect rules reference, the cheat sheet, whatever you want to call it. It's those 2 pages, that spread.
Yeah, and
It's got everything you need.
Yeah, and if you already have the game, man, grab those 2 pages and come follow along with us as we go through this little adventure.
Indeed.
So Leaf, you're equipped now, Joe. As a player, you can do those things. Leaf, you have entered the Tipsy Tart, and you hear sort of the hustle and bustle, although it is strangely not very crowded for such a prominent tavern in the town of Cragholm. And immediately you see sort of these locals who are here. They're kind of engaging maybe in some hushed whispers. You see what looks like a bartender at the bar with maybe a serving girl. There's a super nice crackling fire in this gorgeous fireplace, which it's crazy to you maybe that more people aren't here, and kind of hanging out by this awesome fire. So Leaf, you've just entered the Tipsy Tart. All these eyes kind of look at you. What will you do?
Yeah, I think, as he kind of comes in, he thumbs his nose a little bit, rubs that bulbous thing. Sometimes gets a little sneezy, dusty and draft. But I think he's immediately caught by just how quiet and empty the place is. And being an adventurer of, well, no repute yet, but soon. I think I think I've got that idea that I gotta make my way across the place to talk to the guy who's gonna know all of the info about this situation. I gotta go talk with the innkeeper.
Oh, nice.
So I'm taking. I'm hoping that that's roughly the movement, and so
Mhm.
I do understand I can move up to 30 feet,
Yep.
and I can move again as a turn action. So if that needs to be a double move to complete it,
Yeah, no, I think you easily make your way up there.
nice.
And then any sort of RP or
Oh
speaking
yeah.
here as you approach.
A barkeep. It's a lovely night. Strange it's so quiet in here. As I flips one of his last coins on the counter looking for a beer.
Yeah, so he's got that towel out, and he's kind of wiping down the bar, and he kind of glances at you, and he's just like, "Welcome to the Tipsy Tart. Glad to have your business. Name's Barnabas, and yeah, we just had a bit of bad luck. That's all." And right as he's about to say that, this young lady who's clearly a serving girl, she speaks up and she's like, "It's because it's haunted." And he's like, "Shh, shush now. We'll have none of that talk." And she looks kind of chagrined, and he turns and kind of fills a frothy mug from a barrel behind him and plunks it down on the table. And you kind of see him pull her aside and give her an earful, like, we'll have none of that talk. It's precisely the reason why people aren't coming in. And,
Hmm.
and maybe you even hear her say, "But but you know it's true. It's And he's like, "Shush, shush, girl. You know nothing." All right, that's the DM's turn. Back to you, or I should say, the rabble rouser in Easy
Right?
D6 parlance.
The rabble rouser, indeed. That I
Leave.
think as the pusher and shover,
Mm-hmm.
I think he pops over, takes his mug. I think I might be needing some food. Could you send the lass over to take an order? And he goes and plunks himself down on the table with
Mm-hmm.
his beer.
Awesome. I think you see Barnabas sort of shaking his finger at the girl, and her eyes kind of cast to the floor, but she gathers some bread and cheese and maybe some apples, and she cuts into slices, and she she comes over sort of with this tray of maybe hors d'oeuvres or
Oh,
appetizers, and she comes over here, complimentary on the house. What
oh, thank you, thank you.
what 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 can I get for you?
Well, I'm gonna just pretend that you're giving me the specials, but instead you can tell me about this haunting. I'll say nothing, I promise.
It's like, oh, shouldn't, but it's down in our basement. You see, it there's all these strange bumps, and the last several serving girls, they've gone missing. But
Oh,
but it's it's just a lot of loud noise, I think, or maybe it isn't. I don't know, but I can tell you when you go down there, it's gotten strangely cold at times.
hmm, I see. Sounds like a haunting indeed. Well, you're lucky. I happen to be an expert.
And she's like, can't, I can't say anymore. If you want to go down there, you have to talk to Barnabas, and good luck. She she walks back this way.
Ooh, I pass off. We'll say my very last coin.
Oh, nice. Awesome. That's excellent. And any other further action there, Leaf?
I I think just the usual. He unceremoniously stuffs bread and cheese in his face, pounds down the last of the beer,
Hmm.
and makes his way back over to Barnabas.
Okay. Well, was that to your liking?
Ah, it was delicious. It was delicious.
Good.
Uh, it kind of makes me wonder. The cheese was so tasty. What conditions you're storing it in the basement? Because I think you have a very rare composition of minerals that makes the cheese tasty.
Oh, is that so,
It's
eh?
it's a dwarf thing.
Is that so? Well, it's just a wine cellar. Hardly exciting. There
Ah,
might
but the
be
rock.
there might be a few rodents down there, but I suppose that's all.
Might to have a look, inspect the stone.
Ooh. Yeah, I think give me a D6 roll. Roll anything but a 1.
All right, here we go. We're trying it. Oh boy,
Yeah, nice.
just made it.
Barnabas looks reluctant. He gives a dirty look to the serving girl, Mary, and then looks back at you. She looks like she understands his look, like, don't be talking about crazy stuff. Like, you kind of watch that exchange. And then he's like, well, I tell you what, if you can get rid of some of those rodents down there, and it's only rodents,
Of
you can have a look at the walls while you're down there.
Oh yes, I would love to look at the stone on the walls. He says louder as he kind of looks around. Being a dwarf, I'm very used to stones, so it's for the cheese, the development of flavors. And if there's a rat or two, yeah, I'll take care of them.
Mary, show him down there. Don't steal anything.
Oh, on my honor.
And Mary kind of escorts you here to the kitchen, past this sort of older lady who's in there working, and shows you this stairwell leading down.
Ah, nice. Ah, it smells wonderful. Excellent cook. Doesn't matter what she's actually making.
Yeah, she's like, well, thank you, sir. And, you see like meat pies and stews, and she's baking bread and all kinds of stuff. So are you heading down?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Down he goes.
Epic. Wait.
To see to the rats.
And away we go.
Oh man.
All right. So Leaf, as you kind of thunk down these wooden stairs and you kind of descend, you come down to frankly a very well appointed cellar. It's got tons of barrels, lots of crates, flour, eggs, all kinds of things. The temperature here is indeed a bit lower than upstairs, so it's clear that stuff keeps pretty well. And in the center, you can see these super nice like racks of wine, tons of dusty bottles down here. Maybe
nice.
as you figure, maybe owing to the it's sort of mountainous climate, maybe the soil here is just right for growing grapes, you figure.
Right, yeah, it could be. They definitely a lot more wine than you would expect in a tavern.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
A very well-to-do place.
She's like, yep, so this is it. She's like, but, and she pulls you aside. But I'm telling you, when I'm down here sometimes, it gets extra cold. And I hear these noises, these sounds. It's like clanging and moaning, and she's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like a gulping or a gasping sound.
Ooh. I will keep my ears out.
She's like,
and my axe.
And she's like, I don't want to say anymore. And I think maybe Joe, like, there's also this moment where like you hear maybe like a bottle get knocked over and you both of your heads turn.
Mm-hmm.
And you definitely see what looks like a rat kind of, like scurry and kind of shimmy away.
Right. Oh, that one's just a rat. Why don't you pop on upstairs and I'll have a look around?
It's like, okay, I'll be up there. Call out if you need anything. My name is Matilda, by the way.
All right, nice to meet you, Matilda. I'm Leaf. I'll be your ghost hunter today.
And she nods. She's like, Good luck, but don't say that around Barnabas. She disappears upstairs, leaving you alone in the cellar.
Oh man. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, and I think Leaf right away before you act,
Hmm.
like you have that fine sense of smell. And I think certainly you smell this dampness. Like that just isn't right. And it smells kind of like brackish.
Ooh. Well, there's no standing water in here, so that is clearly not coming from this basement. Yeah, I think he kind of spends his time, taking his 30-foot move, kind of smelling the air, looking around where the rat ran by. Not as much concerned about the rat,
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
but I
Yeah,
think just exploring.
absolutely. So I think on my turn, on the DM's turn, one of those like rats pops out and another one pops out, and you hear them kind of squeak, and they kind of bare their teeth, and these look like almost like no ordinary rats. They're really sort of like giant, like super rats
Right?
almost. And you hear
Rodents of unusual size? I don't
yeah,
think they actually
like
exist.
sort of this knocking sound, and they kind of like rise up on their hind legs and hiss at you. Leaf, you're up.
Well, that's almost unnerving. Bloody rats. I think he does unsling his axe, but just kind of like ping, clacks it off on his armor and takes a couple steps forward
Oh, nice.
just to make
Yeah.
some noise and rush it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So that's your move. It does not seem to be backing down any action.
Ooh. I think at the moment, no.
Okay.
Because I think I'm still like, because I kind of already had it in my head that it's going to run, it's not going to attack. So I don't think he's like got it in his mind to swing.
Oh, nice.
So I think it was just kind of rushing it and trying to bluff it, I guess.
Yeah. So this rat uh rises up, and it leaps at you,
Yeah, I
and
figured.
yeah, and it takes a bite. So for monsters on the DM's
Mhm.
turn, the DM rolls a d6, and I have to hit a 3 in order to even land this sort of bite at all.
Yep.
So let's just see.
And these are our standard like rule, like the standard roll.
Yep, standard roll. Well, and certainly for the monsters
Yeah.
here. Yep. So that's a 3 or better. So that's going to be a hit, a strike, but you get to make your armor save to see if you
Yep.
take that strike at all.
Right. And I do not have a shield, so I'm rolling at the 4+.
Okay, 4 or better.
Yep. All right. And I just have the one dice,
Oh,
so nice.
nice. So yeah, so your armor absorbs it and kshing,
Yes.
like kind of pings away. But this rat, man, this one's on you too, and now it's biting sort of at your calves from behind. So same thing, it makes that bite. Oh, but only a 2. So
Ooh,
yeah,
yeah, that one misses.
yeah, it out and out misses as maybe you shift to the side a little bit. It just clamps down on air, but now these rats are sort of on you, and I think you start to hear maybe sort of like this scraping, sort of gnawing sound. The other thing, Leaf, is that suddenly it feels extra cold in here.
Ooh.
Like there's some sort of mounting pressure. What will you do?
Right. Well, I think he, just a little bit of that. What do they call it? Just the free action, little RP. I think he kind of gulps hard because he's like, "Well, wait a minute, getting colder. I hope this isn't a real ghost." But then he turns his attention to the pressing matter of rats.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he has to take a swing. Probably this guy here. That's the one that actually almost took a bite.
Yep.
And kind of finishing up, backing away.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So let's go with the strike. And because I have the boon for melee, I get to
Yep.
roll 2d6.
Uh huh. Yep. So let's talk about that.
Yep.
So in easy d6, the standard loop is roll a d6, roll 1d6, and meet or beat the target number. Now, what is the target number? It's a difficulty scale set by the DM. An easy task would be meet or beat a 2. A normal task is meet or beat a 3. A hard task would, like for a tougher or a faster enemy, would be meet or beat a 4. For an elite enemy, very hard, meet or beat a 5. And for a super hard enemy, the ultimate or fastest of enemies, meet or beat a 6. And in this case, because rats are, hitting these rats is sort of a normal strike, the difficulty target here from the DM standpoint is a 3. So meet or beat a 3. Mm-hmm. You, however, don't get to roll just 1d6 because you have a boon.
Oh, yeah.
And
that extra tasty dice.
Yep. And what does a boon mean? A boon means that you get to roll an extra d6 when you make your attempt, and you get to choose the higher result between the two dice.
And that's the cool bit. You get to pick the highest one.
Yep. And we know you have a boon for melee attacks because of your character build. You're a warrior. You're really good at this.
Yeah. And the other nice thing that's actually going to come into play right now is brutal strikes. With a two-handed weapon, I crit on a 5 or a 6 instead of just a 6.
Exactly.
So we might potentially see how our crit works.
Yep, let's see.
Right. So I only get one of these dice. So 5.
That's a 5. So that's a crit.
Right. So that's just a 1 damage. It's not. It hasn't gone critical yet. I get to roll that dice again.
It's 1 strike.
And if we'll just see first. Nope, nothing new. So it's just the 1.
Yep, just the 1. So
if by chance I had rolled a 5 or 6 again, normally just a 6 for the crit, but because of my inclination. But if I had rolled that again, that would have gone up to 2 strikes, and it had gotten to keep rolling.
Yeah, keep rolling.
As long as I keep hitting that crit, it just racks up the amount of hits you're doing with your strike.
Yeah, so if you ever heard of exploding dice, where if you roll a maximum, you roll it again. And if you keep rolling that maximum number over and over and over again, there's no limit to how many crits you could chain together, right? Or how many strikes you could chain together. The good news is that these rats, they're animals. They're just basic enemies. They only have 1 strike necessary. So your axe bites deep with that 5, and you lop its little head off, and it dies right there. Squeak! And it's gone.
You and your friend had the warning.
Awesome. And you're finishing your move there, Leaf, after you make that strike?
Yep, just finished it, kind of, backing up a bit to keep the rat in front of me.
Yeah, awesome. So a couple things happen here. One is, as you kind of get closer this way, that brackish smell of dampness gets closer. And give me a D6 here. And let me just set sort of an environmental target here. So I'm going to set an environmental target. It's a 3, okay? So meet or beat 3 or better on a D6. 5.
Ooh, there we go.
Awesome. So you smell this smell, and you're pretty sure, Leaf, based on your super fine nose, that this is like, it smells like the sea, like brine, like decaying fish.
Ooh, yeah, that's not good.
And it's super strong as you head in that direction. The other thing is, you have sort of a nose for treasure.
Oh, yeah.
And
amid the brine.
Yeah, and you just noticed the gap in these boxes and crates over here. And it just kind of speaks to you all of a sudden, perhaps. Okay. Ooh. DM's turn, though. This rat is instantly on you. Like, it scurries across. It makes a little chomp with its sort of jagged teeth. Oh, and it critted on you.
Right.
So that's definitely going to be a strike. Oh,
2.
Critted again.
Right. Keep going.
Okay, and all right.
2.
So this is potentially 2 strikes.
Right. So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Here's the fun thing. Usually you get to roll for each strike, but I think with a crit, it's only one hit that's doing this. So I think it's just the one roll.
Yeah. So
Like I mean, that's how in my head that feels like how it works.
so let's see if your armor.
All right. Kya. Oh, nope. Armor did not work. I needed a 4 or better.
4 or better. So yeah, so 2 get through as this thing chomps, and instantly you're down to 1 strike.
Oh yeah, just that fast.
Just that fast. Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, that rat came in quick and hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, biting at your calves, and it found a way through.
Oh yeah,
All
got the
right.
tender spot.
Yep.
Man, I think definitely have to retaliate on that.
Yeah. Well, before you do though, I think you hear
Yes.
something else knock over, and like, I think you hear one more set of padded feet like hit the floor,
Oh man.
and we are back to you, Leaf.
Oh man. All right. Well, I got to take the swing on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Got to try and cut this thing down, mitigate some more of this damage. Oh, well,
It's a hit.
right. No, no big stuff.
Yep. No
But
big
yep,
stuff. But you
at
only
least one damage though.
Yep, you only needed 1 strike. So it instantly dies in a squeak and a flash of blood. And
Oh yeah.
once again, there's no more rat down here. Any movement?
Um. Yeah. I mean, both smells are in the same direction. One unnerving and one potentially tasty. So I think he's gonna move up to about here, kind of sniffing around. I mean, I know on the map I can see the stuff, but I think he's kind of smelling like, oh, it's definitely coming from somewhere in here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Leaf, you definitely smell that brackish, fishy smell. It's
Mhm.
definitely here to the south. Like sort of behind these barrels and this wine sort of this wine rack that looks like maybe it's been moved. The other thing you notice is like there's some water seeping out from under it.
Yeah, that's not good. Okay. Oh man. And I think I think that's my play.
Okay, DM's turn. This
Mhm.
rat runs up here and it climbs up this rack, and I think you see it like peeking at you from on top of the wine racks, as maybe it's weaving in and out of some bottles, like kind of looking at you. But I think that's all I have. So we're back to you.
Ooh. All right. Oh man. I got treasure on one side, potential treasure, and I've got moving some barrels. Oh man, I think it is in his nature. I'm maybe a tough bastard, but that treasure sense. I think he just kind of hastily he looks back at like where the water's leaking out. And he's like, he just can't shake it. Can't leave it alone.
Uh huh.
Has to follow his nose.
Yep.
What is down here?
Uh huh.
Something is creeping under these boxes. It's got money hairs on the back of my neck going woo woo woo.
Yeah. So as you
I
like,
watched Congo a little earlier, a couple days ago.
oh, nice. So
Lines in my head.
as you look back there, sure enough, you see a chest.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. He did ask me not to steal. He's definitely hiding some valuables here. Hmm. Well, I don't want to rob the man yet. We'll see. We'll see what happens later. I think he's going to push the boxes, the crates back up and tuck it and keep it hid
Oh, really?
for now.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so you're just kind of stacking some of these boxes.
Yeah.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Just in case. If the guy happens to be a jerk, then maybe I'll come back and you know, lighten the load up.
Uh-huh.
But for now, the beer was good. Seems to be a nice reputable tavern.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but it's in the vault. He's keeping it in mind,
Mm-hmm.
just in case.
Yeah, so you see this rat, it drops down and it's running at you across the floor. Again,
Oh
bearing
man.
those sort of jagged teeth. But it can't get to you just yet. So Leaf, you're back up.
Oh yeah. Then rushes right at it, meets it halfway with the axe. King.
Okay. Do it up.
Ooh.
Ooh. So
Wasn't terrible bad, but it was a fail anyway.
yeah, so this is interesting. So uh one would be an automatic failure,
Yep.
but because of your boon, you take the higher of the two.
Yep.
So your roll is a 2, but it's not enough to meet the 3.
Yep. And this is where I think we'd like to go into karma.
Uh-huh. And talk
This would be
about
a great point to talk about it.
karma. So important notes about karma. You start with 3 points of karma, and we noted
Mhm.
those on your sheet.
Yep.
You earn 1 karma on any failed roll. So if you did nothing here, if you just took the failure, like I failed, you'd get a point of karma, you'd go up to 4, and you'd move on.
Yep.
However, you can add karma to any roll besides a 1,
Yep.
and you can pip for pip change a die roll. So if you spent 1 karma here, you could change that 2 to a 3. If you spend
Mhm.
another one, you could change a 3 to a 4, etc.
Right.
Is it the case that you would like to use karma?
Oh, it is certainly the case. I would like to use karma.
Okay.
That's why I was like, this is a perfect moment. So yeah,
Okay.
and with that 1-for-1 basis, I'm spending 1 point of karma to make that 2 a 3,
Epic.
which
Okay.
gives me the success I need to clip this rat.
Yep, just a success. As your axe comes through, you do the 1 hit necessary, and that rat dies.
Oh yeah, and finishes that movement up around over here.
Yeah. And I think importantly, because you've been kind of steeped in these rats, the good news is that you don't smell any more like vermin down here
Right,
because you have that sensitive nose. Like you're pretty sure that part of your job is done.
right. The cover-up job.
Uh huh. Yeah, that piece is done. But to the south, like you feel this
Yeah.
super cool air blowing through. Like, I mean, it's wicked cold. And you also like you continue to smell that brackish kind of like nauseating fish smell and like this death and decay smell and
Yeah, we can't have that.
yeah, and I think maybe you even hear like this like sort of moaning kind of gulping sound emanating from the south.
Oh, yeah, I think he kind of like looks back past the wine racks to the stairs. All right, here we go. And works his way around and kind of starts moving some of these barrels to make himself some room to get in.
Uh-huh. And crazily enough, it
All
looks like
right, what's back here?
there's a damp, wet passage leading into the earth, like where something has tunneled through.
Right, and definitely looks big enough to have had the absconce of more than one barmaid, which is not good.
Uh-huh.
So a
Yeah.
couple have gone missing from down here. So I think he's got to gets his axe, make sure it's nice, good grip in his hand, and further into the darkness he goes.
All right, so Leaf, you descend and you kind of push through like these hewn walls that look like they've been tunneled. And instantly as you come through, like that brackish like sea decay like just assaults your nose like it's killing you.
Right? Bad time to have a really good sense of smell.
Yeah, and it's like these like super muddy, wet, damp tunnels. And um there is well actually let's do this. Give me a D6 roll anything but a 1.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
Oh
epic.
boy.
So yeah, so You don't notice, like maybe the wet and the mud has obscured like any sort of tracks in the damp floor. So you don't know what you're dealing with here. But at
Right.
the same time, Leaf, your nose starts to itch. And
Right.
and
Oh.
you know that sensation. Like
Right.
there's something maybe down here. So
Oh.
what will you do?
Ooh, I think he cautious at first as he kind of comes through. Ooh, more of this brackish water kind of sloops on the ground there, but I think kind of peeking that one way first. I think he's got to follow the nose
Uh-huh.
as he kind of gets here, and he looks and starts thinking about this way, but he's like, nope, I can feel it. There's the itch. There's something here. I think he's got to go investigating.
Okay. Awesome.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so you instantly see a chest. And
Oh,
let's let's find you some treasure here.
all right. Pop this bad boy open.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hello there.
Yeah, so the first thing you find is it looks like some sort of like vial of like maybe like a red liquid.
Ooh. Oh, you're all down here by yourself. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
can't have that.
Yep, so that looks like some sort of maybe potion of healing that you might be familiar with.
Oh, yeah.
And then I want to roll a fun magic item. So give me a d6.
All right. Ooh, a
4.
4.
Okay? And now give me another d6.
A 3.
Oh, you find this really ornate dagger. It's it's the dagger of the blood drinker.
Ooh.
So basically anytime you crit, after you've confirmed the crit, steal one strike from a living target as a one strike heal.
Whoa. That's a
Only one strike can be drawn per turn. You cannot draw more strikes than you have.
that's cool.
Uh-huh.
On a confirmed crit, which is a second d6 or a
Cor-
second 6.
correct. Yeah, or in your case a 5.
Well, no, because the brutal strikes only works with the two-handed weapon, my axe.
Oh, right.
So this, yeah, using the dagger, it's back to just a 6.
Yeah, so you got to get the 6. Okay. But you
Yep.
still have the boon, so you still have 2 dice to
Yep.
try to get it.
Yep. Still got that melee boon.
Epic.
Indeed.
So you find that awesome dagger.
Ooh. Oh yeah, he tucks that in his belt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can't leave you laying down here all by yourself down here in the mud.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh man, and I think just for the sense of it, he kind of eyes that red potion. Huh? Well, you don't know unless you try. Oh,
Yeah. So instantly you feel this warmth spread throughout your body. Gain 1 strike back.
nice.
Yeah, so that was a 1 strike heal.
Cool. That puts me back up to 2, which is good. I figured chances were pretty high that if it was a random bottle of poison, I've got a boon to resist poison, so I potentially would have had a better shot not dying.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. So Leaf, maybe as you complete that, just as you finish like kind of quaffing that 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 potion, that nauseating smell behind you gets super strong. And you hear sort of like this gulping sound get louder, and then this squishing sound, and kind of writhing out of the layer of mud in the wall. You turn around to see this thing, like,
Man.
like kind of slurping and gulping and sliding its way through the muck towards you.
Oh boy. God,
And
monstrosity.
uh-huh. Yeah, and it's got some sort of cruel looking little spear as it advances on you. What will you do?
Oh yeah. I think he brandishes the axe, kind of squares up with it. That ain't you fish fungus. If you're the thing that's been causing these troubles around here, you've got me to answer to now.
Oh man. Okay. Any movement and action there, Leaf, or you just holding your ground?
Yep, just holding the ground and declare and waiting to see what it does. I
Oh,
guess kind of almost like, I'll give you the first shot because it's the only one you're gonna get.
oh, nice. Yeah. Well, it comes in, and
Oh man.
it's got this sort of like spear. It doesn't even need to get fully up to you. As it like kind of stabs in with this thing. So, all right, I need the 3. The standard loop. Oh, but no, and maybe you, since you were ready, you like kind of parry it away with your axe.
Oh yeah.
And Leaf, now the battle is joined as that sickening fish smell is right in your face. What will you do?
Oh yeah. He's got to answer. Pings the spear off and comes swinging in. If only my axe could do something about your stink.
Oh, nice.
As he swings in.
That's a 3.
Yeah, 3 is enough.
Well, as it turns out, no, it's not enough. These things are much more elite than rats and take a 4.
Ooh.
So they're tough enemies.
I would like to spend a point of karma to make that a 4.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a 4, and that's a strike. This thing only has 1 strike.
Ooh, that's a bonus.
And it goes down. Tougher to hit, but still only need 1 strike to take out.
Nice, nice.
Oh, awesome.
Ooh, yeah, I think Leaf as well was like, like almost unexpected. Like I didn't think it was going to drop yet.
Uh-huh.
Nice. Okay.
All right.
Ooh.
Leaf.
I think a little bit more in his guard, watching the walls.
Uh-huh.
Starts making his way down and through.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Ooh. Oh, and I think, almost like that pit in his gut as he sees the bodies.
Yep. Awesome. So yeah, so on the DM's turn here, as you sort of complete your move, like squishing out of the walls.
Oh man.
Like just coming out of the mud. Like you see these things and they like kind of cross spears.
Oh man.
And dare you to like move ahead. And then man, like really kind of problematic behind you. You hear that kind of squishing, gulping sound as one of those things slides out of the muck over your shoulder.
Trying to square me in, eh? At least you came looking for a fair fight. Ah!
Oh, man.
Yep. Oop. Covered that guy over. Yep. He kind of had full ham, pushes right in here. They dared him to come through. He dares.
Okay.
Oh,
Awesome.
man. Is that strike? Ooh, potential crit.
Yep.
There's that, or 5, I guess, is a crit. So here we go. Nope, just the 1 strike.
Yep. But the good news is it only needed the 1 strike, and down it goes.
Oh yeah, and I think he forces his way through as he cuts him down. They crossed the spears and dared him to enter. He dared.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, cuts his way through the 1 and finishes the move on the inside in there.
Yeah, epic. All right. I love it. And as you kind of like cut your way past, like you see kind of below you there, kind of like in the kind of lapping waves of like this sort of pool of water.
Yeah, maybe I didn't go in so deep.
Yeah, like you see like these poor lasses here in this weird kind of semi-conscious state.
Ooh, not dead. Okay.
And that's when I think you see these ripples in the surface of the water. As you see like a hand start to like kind of reach its way up out of the pool, followed by this long trident.
Oh, he's a lot bigger.
And it's almost like there's some sort of like decay and like sickening magic here between this stone and these women and this creature.
Oh man.
And it's staring you in the face. But ooh, but I got this guy coming in on you as you just struck down one of its kin. So it attacks with the 3. Oh, but only a 2. Yes. This other guy starts to come in, but I don't think he gets the attack off. His spear is right outside of range, but that brings us back to you as now the battle is joined. Leaf,
Ooh.
what will you do?
Yeah, I mean, first off, I've got to go in on this closer guy. Got to take the chop on him.
Yep.
And I'll deal with the guy coming up behind me. Oh my gosh.
Oh. So
I'm spending my hero coin.
yeah, I was going to say, so this would be a failure.
Yeah.
But you do still have a hero die, the hero coin,
Yep.
which you can expend at any time to reroll 1 die.
Yep. So I was just going to point out, I don't get to reroll both. I just get to reroll one of these. But one's enough because I'm not casting magic.
Exactly. Oh,
yes.
It's a crit too.
All right. Here we go, 5 and just the one hit, but still, that's enough.
Yeah, and it's this enemy that you're attacking.
Yep.
Epic. All right, yeah.
Just below me.
So you hit this guy, and he goes down.
Oh yeah, and then I step up closer into this guy.
Oh, nice, awesome. Okay, so he's ready. He has that spear out, and I think even as you're stepping back, it's coming in to take a shot at you.
Oh yeah, king.
No, it's a miss. You knock it aside. But the Fishman King, bolstered by this pool of magic and this brackish smell, he's on you. And oh man. So here we go. He comes in. Oh no! It's a critical fail. No.
Yes.
So yeah, I think maybe it's spear. Like maybe as you kind of press in against that other one, its spear is out of place and it like sloughs into the mud there, and he's like retracting it. But oh, Leaf, you can feel this thing's form like towering up above you, and that is not a fun feeling.
Yeah, it's a little big.
It's a little big, but okay.
I think if there is time, if it's possible, the way it's set up here, I think Leaf wants to like pivot on the hip and try to bring his axe down through the shaft of the trident.
Oh, to break the trident?
Yeah, if that's possible.
I love that. I totally love that. I think the difficulty here is going to be a 5.
Yep.
It's not impossible, but it's going to need the perfect strike.
Yep. And hey, he crit failed into the mud, so I'm hoping I can line the perfect strike.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not quite, but I'm gonna spend a point of karma to make a 5.
Okay.
Right.
Last
card. And I should point out now, I don't believe, unless I'm misreading, I don't believe karma can give you a crit.
Oh, no, I think it can. I do believe that is the case. That spending karma can indeed give you a crit.
It does bump it up.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I was kind of just looking up.
Yeah, with another.
I wasn't 100% sure.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. You can add karma. Can also be used to boost rolls to 6s. So and in your case, it would just be a 5.
Yep, which is crit.
So that's a crit. So yeah,
I was totally wrong.
You can keep rolling until you run out of rolls or karma. So.
All right. So yeah, I bumped that up to a 5.
Yep.
And so confirmed. Nope, just the one strike.
Yep. But I think in terms of breaking the trident, that's enough. So like you crush its trident.
Oh man. And oh man, these things come in and out of the mud walls. But I think he kind of ends up with back against the mud wall so they can't circle around behind him after that strike.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Okay. But we're back to the DM's turn here, the Rabble Razzle's turn.
Yep. And I'm just now thinking, dang, I need to fail some rolls so I can earn some karma back.
Yeah, it's kind of that's a weird place to be, right? But I will say take a hero coin back for focusing on the trident.
I will definitely do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. All right. So I've got this first fish man, this sort of minion. He's coming in. Oh, it is a 3, so that's going to be a strike. His spear like cuts in. Can your armor withstand it?
Right. Armor. Oh, the armor does not.
Yeah.
Because remember, I'm at a 4+ because I don't have a shield on.
Yep. So Leaf, take a strike.
Yep.
And then, oh man, I've got this thing, and I think seeing its trident broken, it just comes down with a meaty fist. Like, try to just like pound you into the sand.
Oh,
no!
Oh.
Okay. So just the one strike.
Right. All right. Come on, armor. Yes. Armor saves it.
Yeah, nice. Like it kind of dents your pauldron, but doesn't like shear your arm off.
Oh yeah, like he felt it. Like the mud's up to his shins now instead of just his ankles.
Yep. Oh, crazy. All right,
but it caused no damage.
But Leaf, we're back to you.
Oh yeah, I think. Oh man, I think he's got to take a strike at the big guy. He's got to bring his axe up across that thing. Oh, a 3 I don't think is enough.
Oh, on the big guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not
because it's a 4 at least for the regular, so I don't think that's enough.
Yeah, he's gonna be a 5 all day.
Yep.
And so yeah, like
But I do get a point of karma.
Yes, you do. One of his arms just like knocks your weapon aside.
Mm-hmm. And I think if I can with movement, he wants to move across closer to the stones. Oh. Like try to sloshes his way out into this pond.
Oh, nice. Epic. Okay. Yeah, I think with that sort of pivot there, right? Let me put you to the front. With that sort of pivot, this thing kind of leans into you here, and I think he's got to go. So he comes in.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yes. He crits again and completely misses and maybe is off balance like this way.
Ah, yes. He wasn't expecting it.
Yep. But his fish buddy friend comes in. Also with a spear attack.
Ooh.
Oh, that's going to be a hit.
Oh, caught the armor.
Armor just saves it. Oh, and Leaf, we're back to you. As man, the battle is joined here.
Right? Man, got to go with the guy right in front of me. I think he takes a swing there. Oh, possibly a crit. Or I mean, it is, but just the 1 damage, but that's enough.
Yep, that's enough.
And then I think, like, you know, as he lifts that axe back up, he looks over at the big thing. Maybe you should call some more guys.
Oh, man. Oh, that's epic.
Don't even know if the fish speaks my language.
Yeah, so it just kind of gulps and burbles at you and comes in again with a meaty fist, this time enraged. Oh, no! Man, like, I think maybe it is enraged and it smashes into the stone. And I
was just about to start plugging away and investigating on that.
Yeah, and I think as it hits its own stone, like you see maybe the magic kind of waver a little bit.
Aha, nice. I was suspecting, like seeing like the, you know, having the sight of the connection previously.
Yeah, that's going to bring us back to you.
Oh, what's the matter? You're a little protective of this? And I think he's gonna, because I don't want to hurt the edge of my axe. Why would I do that? That's crazy. I think he shoulders into it, gets low, and like just wants to and start trying to strength and muscle into this thing to see if he can move it or tip it or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you get a boon to melee.
Yeah,
Let's
or
see,
boon to strength.
or
Yeah.
boon to strength. Yeah, so let's see what the environmental target is here. I'm gonna roll for it.
Ooh.
Oh, suspense dice. It's a 5 to
Ooh,
topple it.
that makes sense. It's muddy.
Yep.
I'm kind of heavily armored. I'm sinking. I'm standing in the water.
Yep. And this thing's trying to pound you in the next week.
Right? I got a giant fish man on me.
Yep.
Oh, there's
Oh,
a 6.
there it
That
is.
boon helped so much.
Yeah, it absolutely did. So yeah, so
I don't know if I need to do that at all to confirm, but
yep, that's
there's at
okay.
least a 6.
So like you topple that stone
Yes.
and
Oh.
like that magic kind of stops and oh man, around the circle, like these young women start waking up.
Nice.
Like,
Yes.
where am I? Ah, what is that?
That's dangerous. Stand back from it.
Yeah, but oh, Leaf,
Ooh.
it's back on you now.
Oh man.
Oh,
Oh, it's on me hard. Oh crap.
okay. So the one strike as it comes
Yep.
in, that big meaty thing.
Oh. Okay, so this is fun.
Uh-huh.
My armor did not fail me. I'm taking the strike, but I'm a tough bastard.
Okay.
So I get to make one more roll on a 4+ to avoid losing my last hit.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Because we're in that mode. This is live or die,
This
live
is
or die
it.
right now.
This is it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a tough bastard and you shrug it off.
Right?
Nice.
It hit. It hurt. Like he's bleeding, but shrugging it off. Woo! Okay, that was awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, Scotty. Just saying, just again, thanks, Scotty.
Yep. Epic. All right. It's your turn. So Leaf, what will you do?
He's got to press in. He's got to drive this thing back.
Oh, nice.
So I think he gets into this side and, kind of with his strike, trying to drive the thing back and away from the ladies.
Oh, like back this way?
Oh, yeah, that works too. Yep. Oh, man, that's not good. A 2.
Oh, you got that hero coin back.
So I was just going to say, I'm going to have to use that coin. Get to reroll one of those. And he's kind of calling out, get moving, and kind of nods his head back towards the other side.
Oh, it's a 4.
Right? It was a 4 enough for this thing. I haven't hit him yet.
It's got to be a 5, but you've got that 1 point of karma left.
That's what I was just going to say. I've got my 1 karma. I'm going to spend that karma for a 5.
Okay, Leaf goes
which is
all out.
a crit because of my brutal strikes.
Yep.
So confirmed. Oh, man, that's 2 strikes. That's 3 strikes. 3 strikes. Gah!
Oh, and 3 is enough. As you chop it down. Just this epic, massive blow.
That was gnarly.
And that thing dies. And you see these girls like running, like, oh no, what was that?
Oh,
And
that was your ghost.
They're trying to get away as they're, now they're up on their feet. Oh man. Leaf.
Yeah, I think Leaf gets himself to his feet and starts like leading the way out.
Oh, nice.
Stay close, stay together.
Yeah,
if there's any more, we'll deal with them.
Yeah, they're following you. Like
and
readily.
I think he's just kind of leading them out to the way, like looking back, making sure they're all right.
Mm-hmm. And I think maybe Leaf, it's a case like your nose notices that brackish smell has kind of dissipated.
Starting to fade already.
And it's not as cold down here as it used to be.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I think I'm about to have an aspect right now.
Okay.
I think he's already thinking about like there was magic in that stone. I've got a friend in the tower. He knows a thing or two about magic. I'm gonna talk to him. So I think, I guess, as an aspect, friends with, I don't know what a Tower of Magic would be.
Uh-huh.
Like he's got a contact in like some magic academy or something.
Epic. Yeah, like a conjurer
Yeah.
who can like help make sense of what's going on here.
Yeah, because I think this might be something for study.
Yeah, killer. Awesome. So, I think, we're close to calling it a day here. What's the final frame in the comic here for Leaf as he emerges, like, sort of bloody with these serving girls who've been thought to have disappeared?
Hey, I think that final frame is he comes up, holds the door and like helps them all up, one at a time, like that final hand at the top of the stairs, and he stumbles through the kitchen because he's pretty beat to crap,
Yep.
pretty beat to crap, kind of dirty, and I
Uh-huh.
think he walks clean into the tavern, just kind of like sets his axe down next to the bar and walks behind the counter and fills a mug, drinks it, slams it down. I seen to your rats and I found your employees. That'll be 25 gold, please.
Epic. Epic. And I think you see, Barnabas, he's completely wide-eyed. And that, friends, is Easy D6.
Man, there are some epic moments there. The way those dice landed out. Dice are haunted, folks.
Mhm.
Always trust your dice.
Yeah. Man, what glides below. Nice
Yeah.
work. Nice work, Joe. So I
Man,
think
that was fun. That was fun.
yeah. So I think we've done a nice job showcasing Easy D6 and just how simple it is.
Yes.
In terms of the basic loop. So I think maybe just to do a quick recap, right, of the key rules here. So the first one is the standard mechanic, the standard loop is roll a d6, meet or beat the target number to succeed. In the normal case, that's usually a 3. We saw here as the enemies got tougher, that could go up 4 or 5 with elite or super elite enemies.
Yep.
If you have a boon, training or specialization or an ability, you can gain an extra d6 and you choose the highest of the two.
Yep.
And
there are definitely situations you can get up to rolling 3 or even 4 dice, like depending on how things stack together. You roll whatever amount of dice you total up to with all of your boons, and you still just get to keep the best one.
Yep.
It's a nice, easy loop.
Yep. A 1 is always a fail, a terrible outcome. A 6 is always a success, the best outcome, and a 6 or another crit also explodes. So you inflict 1 strike, and then you roll that die again.
Yep. And as you saw in those final moments, it can build.
What we didn't talk about and what we didn't explore is that there could also be a bane. So
Yes.
Occasionally, depending on the situation, the DM might have you roll an extra d6 and then choose the lowest one. And if you're already rolling more than 1 die, you just lose 1 instead.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, like if I had picked up a Bane with, the melee attacks on the 200 weapon, it would have lowered me to 1 die.
Correct.
Instead of rolling 2.
Yep. We talked about karma. You start with 3. You can cash in a karma. So pip for pip. 1 karma spent changes a 3 to a 4, changes a 4 to a 5, etc. There's no limit to the amount of karma, and you could turn karma into a crit.
Yep.
And
you get 1 karma every time you fail. Another thing we didn't touch on, if I had earned up to 5 karma, I can cash those in and buy a hero die.
You also cannot use karma to fix magic. So if you have a 1 failure in magic, or you have another, like you don't hit your target for a magic roll, you can't use karma when casting magic because magic is fickle.
Yep.
We saw your armor. In this case, your heavy armor on a 4+. You shrug off that strike.
Save the day.
Yep. We didn't get to a miraculous save. That was potentially coming in that scenario, but Leaf was so adept at figuring out everything that was going on We didn't need to
Right.
do that, which would be your
I could
ultimate
definitely
saving throw.
see like the thought, or like see that there was potentially the miraculous save or some bigger magic woohooba on its way.
Yep, coming. So that was great.
Mhm.
um, in terms of your time and what you can do on your turn, you can take a 30-foot move. That's a near move. You could take a turn action, and then you could take a free action, all your RP, changing weapons, that sort of stuff. Drinking a potion, kicking open a chest.
Yep. And your turn action can be moving again if you so choose.
Correct. It can be. Who goes first? We didn't talk about that, but unless ambushed, heroes always go first in the order they desire. We didn't cover magic, but suffice it to say, magic is very simple. The Rabble Rouser sets a resistance number, and then the caster can choose up to 3 dice, their power level, to try to meet or beat that resistance number. However, ones are always failures. And
Always.
yep, and
you're not picking just the highest die.
correct.
Yeah.
So there's kind of a risk reward, which is super fun.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
However,
Great power comes great responsibility and greater risk of rolling a 1.
Yep. If you do roll a 1, though, using magic, you can take spell burn, which means you can take a strike. You can give up your life force to make to get rid of that 1 rolled. And then we talked about the hero die. At session start, you get 1. It's possible to earn another 1 or cash in 5 karma to replenish it. And a hero die lets you re-roll any 1 die, which is a huge advantage. And folks, those are all the basic rules of EZD6. You saw most of them at play here. The game really is super simple. I highly recommend it. It is, man, one of those best titles.
Yeah, it really is fantastic. I mean, hell, I think it's in like what is it? One of the adamantium sellers already on drive-through. Which, I mean, it happened fast considering there's like a very small number compared to all the titles on there that are that adamantium bestseller level.
Absolutely.
Like, people have spoken. It is good because it is good.
Yeah.
It, like Alex said, it's quick, it's easy. You can just jump in and be playing in 5 to 10 minutes.
Yep.
And just rocking and doing all of this.
And as you saw, and I think Joe would agree, we just had some super fun D&D right there with those EZD6 rules. So that's EZD6 in a nutshell. Super easy, super fun. We went through character creation. We went through some example of play. And Joe, any final thoughts here on the game or the system or things that you enjoyed?
I mean, I'm a big fan. I love those noble cubes. The D6 is probably my favorite dice. But Scotty has, I mean, the way this game is put together, it's just, I don't even know. Like, you saw me smiling. I was cheering, throwing my arms up, like, having a great old time. Like, it's just a wonderful game. It plays super fast. It plays super quick. You can be ready to play in 5 minutes. And I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just a blast. You're gonna have to check it out for yourselves if you have not. And hopefully this helps you parse together how these things work.
Absolutely. Oh, and we didn't talk about where to get it. So you can absolutely get the book off of Drive-Thru RPG. You can get the PDF and the hardbound volume. You can order it there and have it on its way.
Or soft cover if you prefer.
Yeah, or soft cover. Super great. There is also, by the way, the EZD6 Book of Quests. So if you're really interested in EZD6, you can get the Book of Quests, which is all of, DM Scotty's crazy brainchild. With a ton of fun adventures that all sort of build on each other. So
yeah, like you can play them individually or you can string them all together. Yeah, and they are all going to be wonderful.
Yeah, as a campaign. So super cool. Really just gonzo, like, fun stuff. Like, if you've never had the privilege of playing with him, the Book of Quests will certainly get you as close as possible at your table in terms of, like, DM Scotty's, like, crazy fun machinations, you know. Well, man, that's been a lot, Joe. We've covered a lot of ground. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. We really appreciate it.
We do.
And Joe?
Yeah, in the meantime, I hope all of you will take our hero coin and always roll ultimate.
Yeah, or re-roll any roll.
Re-roll any roll. Right? Indeed. Hero dice and coins.
Yep.
As long as it's heroic.
Bye, everyone.